Hello everybody, Ailish here from Drogheda Library. So we would be delighted if you would join us once again for our annual virtual walking tour of Drogheda to celebrate Heritage Week 2023. We have 4 fantastic sites that we hope you'll find interesting. So without further ado, let's get started. Our first site is down at the Boyne, so follow me. This is the Boyne Viaduct, a 30-metre high railway bridge that crosses the River Boyne in Drogheda, County Louth and carries the main Dublin to Belfast railway line. It was designed by Irish civil engineer Sir John McNeill in 1853 and it was completed in 1855. It was the 7th bridge of its kind in the world when it was built, and it was considered one of the modern wonders of its age. Before the railway bridge was here, railway passengers had to make their way through the town of Drogheda on railway stations on either side of the river until the construction of a temporary wooden bridge that allowed trains to move past the river and over the river and making it more convenient for people until the construction of the viaduct, until it was completed. Now, rumour has it that during the Second World War, the viaduct was identified by the British Army of being great strategic importance in the British plans for a counter-attack should Germany invade Ireland. Now, the viaduct is a structure of great beauty. It is made from local limestone. It contains 15 arches in total. We have 3 to the north of the river and a further 12 to the south of the river. Visitors to Drogheda cannot help be incredibly impressed by its sheer scale and structure. It's visible from different areas of the town and it is quite awesome to look at. It is an incredible testament to Victorian era engineering. We are here in Featherbed Lane as part of the next stop on our walking heritage tour of Drogheda. So right in the shadows of St Lawrence's Gate is some of the remaining preserved medieval walls of the town of Drogheda. So the walls were completed in 1334, encompassing an area of 113 acres, making Drogheda one of the largest walled medieval towns in Ireland. So you can have a look at the walls themselves. They would have been 5 to 7 metres in height and 1 to 2 metres in width. And around the walls there would have been 8 large gates, just like St Lawrence's Gate, and 4 smaller gates attached to the circumference. At the very top of the wall there would have been a walkway where a guard or watchman would have kept watch into the distance, keeping an eye out for any intruders that would kind of come and breach the town walls and come and do the people harm. As you can see, the walls were incredibly sturdy and they did exactly what they were meant to do, which was keep people out and keep people inside the walls safe. Now we're going to go to the south side of Drogheda, over to St Mary's Protestant Church, and have a look at some more medieval walls and see how far-reaching these medieval walls actually were. So we're just after coming from Featherbed Lane and we're here in St Mary's Church of Ireland to have a look at some of the other very well preserved medieval walls of the town of Drogheda. And also this site here has so much history on it, we're going to investigate that a wee bit further. So follow me. So here in St Mary's Churchyard you can see some of the remaining medieval walls of the town of Drogheda. So these town walls were 1¼ miles in circumference, enclosing twice the area of the walled city of Dublin. So they were really far-reaching around the town. Now, if you just follow me down here, we would like to show you the remains of a Carmelite monastery. So this monastery was founded in the 13th century and would have remained in place until the dissolution of the monasteries during the reign of King Henry VIII in the 16th century. So let's have a look at the monastery. Follow me through the monastery doors. The next thing we'd like to show you is an effigy headstone. So follow me over here. Now, if you'd like to get a wee bit closer, this is an effigy headstone and it dates from November 1610. And it is in memory of Henry Duff and his wife. And if you consider that it's here for centuries and it's in quite good condition. It's quite remarkable that it has lasted through the years. Now, getting back to the medieval walls. It was here in 1649 that Cromwell's army, after 3 days of sieging, blasted through these walls and entered into the town of Drogheda. The garrison were terrified and they retreated across the river over to St. Peter's Church. Cromwell's army marched through the town and on arriving at St. Peter's, burnt it to the ground, killing all the poor souls inside. So the last thing we would like to tell you is about the church itself. So St. Mary's is a freestanding Church of Ireland church that was built in 1807. The simple yet attractive church conforms to the typical board of first fruit designs which characterise much of early 19th century Church of Ireland church buildings. The church today is privately owned, but the graveyard is still in use. So the first landmark building you see as you enter into Drogheda on the south side from Dublin is St. Mary's imposing edifice. It was designed by P.J. Dodd, a local architect from the area, and it is a large Catholic church built in the French Gothic style. Now, before the present day St. Mary's Church was built in 1884, there was a smaller church here in 1820, and before that it was the site of the local Drogheda jail, which then moved down to Scarlet Street sometime later. Now, the outside is dominated by a slim tower and a spire, and it can be seen from miles around. Now we're going to walk around to the front of the church and have a look at the entrance, which is quite beautiful, so follow me. So we're outside the entrance of St. Mary's Catholic Church here in Drogheda, and as you can see, at ground level the facade has 3 large gable entrances, each with beautiful mouldings and carvings above the door. It's highly decorated, and because it is so noisy here, we're on a main road. We're going to go in now and have a look inside the interior, so follow me. The interior of St. Mary's Catholic Church is richly decorated and very dark, and this is because there are only windows on one side of the aisle, and these windows are dark stained glass windows, so it gives a very dark, solemn and peaceful atmosphere in the church. The only natural light that comes in is via the clerestory windows. Now, the church is quite huge, you can see it yourself, and it has some fantastic mosaics, beautiful paintings, and if I can draw your attention up to the rose window at the very top of the church, it is quite spectacular. So if you're in the area for Heritage Week, you should definitely pop in here and have a look. It is quite spectacular. So St. Mary's is sadly the last stop on our heritage tour of Drogheda for 2023. We've had such a great time, and we've travelled and seen so many brilliant landmarks and discovered some new sites, and we would encourage everybody to get out for Heritage Week 2023 and do the same. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.